The moment is here. The message the universe promised you today. Welcome to Eclipse of the Heart Tarot. I am not here to tell you who you are or what to do. I am here to hold the mirror so you can remember your own truth. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't, and allow your heart to guide you home. Remember that in the description you will find the oracles being used today and the timestamps of our options. Today, we have three options. Option number one, charity. Option number two, Ariel. And option number three, Sakil. If it resonates with you, you can always breathe in, hold it, and breathe out. Allowing your heart to be your compass, to be your guidance. The moment is here. The message the universe promised you today. So you have chosen option number one with the Oracle card Charity. This is our Chandra Charity. It is the pillar of service, and she brings her own message, and it's talking about how we can serve with a gracious heart and know God is serving you as well. It's amazing because she is just so lovely, and the activation of the rose is just right in front of her, which is very beautiful. All her pillar of light is fulfilled, and her rose just blooms like when you connect to your heart. So, what I see here is a whole universe trying to remind you with the signs that are synchronized to remember your origin, to remember your truth, to connect to that heart that we once put away because we were just too afraid of showing it to the world. It has been hurting before, and perhaps we're just frightened that it will be hurt again. We give ourselves our all, and then we include ourselves within that all that we give, rather than just be part of it, not include us in it. So here comes the charity archangel, which is actually twin flame, I would say, if you're familiar with that term. If not, just archangel Chamuel's partner. And they're saying partner in crime. Yes, they are just like Cupid, two Cupids together. But the subtle part is how charity comes with a lot of compassion towards ourselves. We can be really hard on ourselves. In fact, we even try to punish us for whatever it is that we've done in the past, and we have taken action in a way that perhaps it wasn't the correct way as of what we think of today. You know, the perception of the now takes us back to regret that the before. But what really means is to look at ourselves with those eyes, those feathery eyes, that they just come in and remind us how we are being loved and how we are able to be loved ourselves, befriend ourselves, forgive ourselves, because that's basically part of our life experience, to come and give it a try, rock it, try to imagine dragons, even even in this dense world that we can find ourselves in. I was just reading something yesterday, which it was really, really interesting because it was talking about how a lot of Gnosticism or Hermetius, I think that's another part or branch of the spirituality of the New Age. And I don't find myself connecting to any of that. First of all, because whatever we do out of love and out of compassion for ourselves, it's so genuine, it's so humble, it's so pure that we include our shadows within it too, because it's part of who we are, our true essence. We don't just reject it. We know that we are just a channel, just as everybody else, but they're just not connected yet. They haven't decided to connect themselves to that channel. We have decided. That doesn't make us even more powerful or better than anyone. In fact, we are just, we can even feel more vulnerable, since the world's feelings can attach to our awakening, right? So it can be a little bit dense, and if it's dense for the normal, what we call, it's dense for us too, double or 1,000 times more, you know. But what I'm trying to say here is that basically we act out of love, and a great act out of love is how we treat ourselves with that same compassion. I'm not saying that we're going to become that filter that is genuine, I mean, that is purposely going to diminish whatever bad they have done to us. Not at all. In fact, we're going to count it penny by penny, and we're going to see how much it weighs, and we're going to feel it, we're going to hug it, we're going to transform it, we are going to learn from that experience. We are going to understand where we have been and who we are now, and we're just going to alchemize it. Why? Because when we do that, we let go of that baggage that doesn't longer serve us at all. That baggage that doesn't belong to me. I'm not saying, hey, I forgive you and you're saved now and you're okay, my blessings, blah, blah. No, no. What I'm saying is, I return that heaviness to you because it belongs to you who hurt me, not to myself. And perhaps if I don't want to do that, I can just give it to the source, and the source would definitely take it to its origin, transmute it into pure light, or I don't really know what the process is, but all I know is that it's okay to love. Again, it's okay to be open to receive that same love that you give. It's okay to expect to be loved the way that you want to be loved. And if the expectations are not met, then we go out there and give ourselves that love, because the true heart that is destined to love us is within us, is ourselves. So when I come down to charity, the pillar of service, it's great to know that whenever we give out to the world, we're not expected the world to give out back to us. We are open to receive all those blessings from the universe. Not everything has to be tangible. It could be just energetical. So that's for as that part is what I'm channeling right now. Here we have the Oracle. This is the Oracle of the 22 Archangels, this card. And here we have Dragon Oracle card. We're going to open them up, and we have the Orange Dragon. And it's talking about how it brings your soul family and community together. So it's like it's a spread of love, of warmth, of oneness, of belonging, of bringing people everywhere together. And this is great because I can also feel like charity, it's when you do serve literally. So there's this other message that not only tells us to be kind and lovely and compassionate with ourselves, but to give that same compassion to others too. Not as I'm gonna give it to you here, but as the way you are, you emanate that same light to the world, and they're definitely going to notice what you do with the love that you are. So basically, it is. I see a message here pretty marked, mentioning how charity is part of something that inspires you, that it actually gives you the strength, the courage to go out there and want to help make a difference, to teach those around you to that they can also be powerful and make a difference by this, by planting this little seed. So this is where we all came united as one, based on our love for thyself and same as for others, not seeing any separation from what we possess and how we value ourselves. Then we have the card, sorry. Then we have the card of Earth and Fire Dragon, which is awesome because he talks to me about how grounded we are. And by hand working with the Fire Dragon, it gives you a sense of I will, the power of I will go ahead and work with my love, the way that I value myself. But it's definitely an invitation to work, to be out of service, so you can give and you receive, you know. So everything that you do, you you're not expecting anything from it, right? You are so such a humble and helpful person, but here's when they're telling you that it is time for other services. You know, it's like perhaps you want to create a community that might help the poor or people in other countries, or have a shelter or work in a shelter or do volunteering or help out in other places. You know, you just want to do something that makes the difference in somebody else's life, but definitely in the world. And this is an invitation for that. Here we have the Atlantean, which I see a lot of violet color, third eye, crown chakra. And we're talking about Golden Atlantean Dragon. This card comes and says, we're going to go and remember our wisdom from our old Golden Atlantis times. So it's an awakening call to bring back whatever it is that you know, your gifts, your talents, to reclaim who you are. And this is the energy for April. This April, we will be definitely working on this awakening that we're going through, this third eye activation, crown chakra activation, blooming of the heart. So there's this coherence, this triangle, this coherent triangle that is emanating all this healing towards yourself. Now we're going to go with the Rosebelle cards. Departure. We can see that time could be a matter. Sometimes we think that, and this reminds me of Alice in Wonderland. You know, the rabbit with the clock saying there's no time, there's no time, there's no time, running around. So basically that's what it is, number 1 and 2, which becomes 3, and that for me looks like a triangle, looks like the coherence of how we act, how we think, and what we do, or how we speak to ourselves, because it is so talking about compassion. So perhaps it's how we feel about ourselves and others, and how we speak about ourselves and others. That way of coherence creates the third part, which is a lovely harmonized action. Here, the moon, very emotional. So it's an emotional feeling with the number 3, talking about departure, but you feel that there's no time. We are so attached to times that we limit ourselves because of the time. Okay, so for some reason, here's talking about time. Let's see. Number 27, which is 9, and number 9 is an ending of a cycle, but here it says that is in union. So it's like someone is renewing vows, or simply it is a marriage, or it could also mean partnerships. Whatever it is, let's see. whatever it is, it definitely has to do with a contract. It could be a contract, a soul contract that you made. And based on that soul contract, what you're doing is bringing those communities together. So it's like you made a contract to help, to be of service, to do what your heart desires. And Atlantis wants you to remember that contract. But then Earth and Fire is grounding you. The fire is giving you the will to go and do so. So you can open to your heart, to your truth. You have the key. And the orange dragon comes along and says, hey, this is going to give you warmth. And this is going to make you feel oneness. You're not doing this by yourself. There's people around you. You're definitely thinking that it might be too late, but it's the right time. A time will be divinely guided. It's not something that you can control or not. It's definitely a union between worlds, between heaven and earth, between people, between also a renewal of vows. Could be another message. They're talking about the negotiation. That's when we sign the contract with the 3 and the 6, which is 9. Again, these two are super united. It's like when we sign it, we get married. When we make a deal, when we sign a contract, when there is something that, it's pact. It's a pact. It's a commitment. It's destined. You sign it. You agree. And then we have the Sagittarius card. I didn't know. I just definitely opened. We wanted to come out last, which is crazy because it could have been just the origin card. And then, anyways. So here we have the Sagittarius, and Sagittarius is pointing out. So it's like Sagittarius, it's so grounded but so powerful, and he has the will, and he has already signed the contract, and he knows where he's aiming to. That's why it's having that arrow pointed out, because it is aiming to where he or she, you are going. That's what I'm seeing as of right now. Let's take a look at the Oracle of the 7 Energies deck and figure out what is it. Great and full, number 4. Lots of a structure. I see lots of a structure, and that's what it's bringing. It's like we're dreaming it. We know we have it. It comes from the chalice of our heart, of our love. It's very pure, but we need to structure it out, plan it out in order to become it. Like we have to stop pretending it and rather becoming it. But it's a lot of power. I love it. Great and full. And that's also a way for you to feel, because like I said, there are 2 messages hidden within this oracle spread. And it's talking about how you're also connecting to your heart, to your true self, to your value, your love, and whatnot, to be able to bloom. And this is like fill your cup type of thing. Get yourself together, structure your life, give yourself love, make time for yourself, and then your cup will be full type of thing. Wow, then we have the number 31, which is for again. And it's talking about the Call of the Muse, which this card, the Call of the Muse, reminds me a lot of how they're calling you back to your true colors, to your authenticity. With the number 4 to structure it out, just like what I said. So I anticipated the card. I said it before it came out. Once it came out, it is definitely kind of like they're verifying, they're confirming that it is what it is. It is a call for you to be yourself, and to structure that, you will have to make time for yourself. You will have to count you into those plans that you always have. So if you're making plans, count you in. That's what they're basically saying. So here we have the number 15, which is the 1 and the 5 equals 6. Number 6 takes me to the heart. And it says it is a powerful move. And then it has a key, just like how I mentioned over here, just as purple as this one. You have the gift. You have the key to master that awakening. It's your third eye that is opening up to that connection of the soul. And then we have the number 2, and it talks about the roots of abundance. Here we have 2 answers. One message that is coming along the way is talking about how you are so grounded. You are just enrooted. Your roots are super tight. Everything can definitely break you, but they cannot tear you apart, type of thing. You will grow again. You will be reborn. So that's one. And the other one is how much abundance I can see. There's a lot of green. So you're either planting the seeds or collecting, you're harvesting. Anyways, this is what I see with the number two. Also having two things, two options, duality, balance. Someone important coming into your life, like a soulmate. That's another thing that I see with this card readings. And so we are going to put them right over here. Chun chun. Here we have the oracle cards of the messages from the angel numbers. So angel numbers messages. Option number one, angel number messages. Ooh, wow, that was pretty awesome. So here we have the number 66. Your guardian angel is teaching you the essence of unconditional love. Yes. You are encouraged to have faith that the universe will provide for you while you are manifesting your inner desires. I am positive. I agree. You manifest whatever it is that you have internally because it's going to come into light. It's like a live show. Wow, here we have 3 cards. Really? And so we have number 20. You relate to others on an almost cosmic level. You are dedicated to building harmonious relationships of all kinds. You have the ability to persuade others to your point of view by using gentle means. I am harmonious. That is lovely because that is a confirmation of how you are the connection. You connect worlds. You connect people everywhere. You are the creator, the bridge of that oneness. And then we have this number, which is lovely. It's, they're telling me imagine dragons. I don't know why. But anyways, 111. Angels are ready to fully support you in this endeavor so that you can co-create with the universe a life you love. I am creative. Yes, you are. Why? As you can see, it is showing here that all your talents, your knowledge, your gifts are being awakened by this Atlantean energy. And then we have the 1-1, which is actually the 2. And then you have keen awareness of what is happening around you. A strong intuition is your gift and will help you understand the unspoken feelings and thoughts of others. This insight allows you to be a great guide and supporter. I am intuitive. Amazing. And yes, you are. We have talked about third eye chakra and it's definitely intuition coming on it this way. Then we have the Oracle of the Future, Higher Self. And since we're talking about the month of April and it's like possibility, probability of the whole month. What is it that you want to tell us? Option number 1 with charity. Oh. Option number 1 is energies. Awesome. And it says, sometimes the best things are created from chaos. Interesting and lovely. Why? Because whenever and there's also a circle. Whenever we have to connect to our heart, there are things that are going to come through so we can be compassionate about. But also we need to feel it. And to be able to feel it, we can even become the chaos or feel like in the middle of the chaos. Because it could be chaotic, all those feelings at once. And understanding, but at the same time not understanding them. And so you become this person that start learning from those things that once were chaos. That's basically the message that I'm feeling right now. It's not, I don't have the absolute truth. I am definitely just channeling, and you are taking whatever resonates with you. Okay, and here we have the Nordic Runes. We're going to see what is it that they want to tell us. April energies for option number 1. Tiwas. This is the rune for today, which is talking about the sky god. It is the third ayat, so it is the relationships with other people, the way that we befriends our friends, be with family, neighbors, lovers, co-workers, all the relationships that are surrounding us. And it's talking about how you are so rational, you are so righteous, you're loyal, you always finding the spiritual way to communicate with others, to help others. It's like you're good talking with the people, with the world. You're a good listener. Your empathy is amazing, and your intuition helps you even more. So that connection that you do have, it's incredible. And this is what T was comes and says. It also relates to Gemini, the way that we communicate. And nothing more, this is the end of our message for option number 1 with Charity. If it was something you like, you can always like, share, or subscribe. If not, it's totally fine. Just take into account that the heart that is destined to truly love you, it is within you. It is you. The moment is here. The message the universe promised you today. Today, you have chosen option number 2 with the energy of Ariel for this April's month. We have the Ariel Oracle card coming from the 22 Archangels Oracle. And it comes with its own message talking about protect what is right and just. Let love lead the way. It's pretty awesome to see this card because it connects me all the way to my solar plexus chakra right here with this stone, and it takes me to that lion that needs to go for it and do it, but that lion that comes with the love, with the empathy, with the emotion to understand the love that is surrounding us, and from the love that we're coming from. And sorry if I sound redundant, but it's definitely the position from where we are coming towards this month. So this card, this sacred activist card, comes along saying, hey, I am here to remind you that the spirituality, it's not passive. It is a call of action. It is a call of action as the lioness of God. This card, this lioness, encourages you to protect what you love and stand in your truth, which is very deep because sometimes we encounter ourselves in a position where we find that something is not fair, and you can feel it in your bones. You can either start shaking when a situation arises and you feel that connection with the heart, but also with anger at the same time. It is to transform that anger of acting right away, and instead of coming from love towards that lioness that we have in the inside. So our actions are not going to be something that we regret. Rather than that, we are going to have a really smooth connection towards whatever situation is standing in front of us. So April is asking you to align your physical actions with your soul's mission, whether it is environmental, social, or just by simply living your authenticality. Your activism is your motion, is your heart in motion. You know, it's like your heart in action. I love this card because once you see it and you see the lion, you see the sun, and you might think that you need to be courageous, just like the lion might be misrepresented in the outer world, right? But it's truly talking about passion in an empathetic way, not in a rush of anger type of thing. So here we also have the Dragon Oracle deck, and we're gonna open them up and see what it complies with the Oh, this is so cute. We have the water dragon, which is awesome because it comes with the sun. Here we have the fire, the sun, and the water dragon talks about how we can float easily around the obstacles when we know how to breathe in and breathe out our emotions, because that anger that comes from the solar plex, instead of that standing up for what you believe in your truth, comes smoothly influent with the light of love, you know? And it develops your ability to know when to react and when it's not necessary, because you're the one who's going to be feeling heavy at the end of that reaction. You're not going to feel fluent when we are just coming out of that anger, right? So the invitation here, the message here is most likely to connect to our heart whenever we think that we're going to act out of anger. So this water dragon balances the fire, that's one thing for sure. And he does it by dividing it into the depths of your emotions, right? So it teaches you to flow with the current rather than fighting it. This is an offering of deep healing and awesome purification that is coming your way. Here we have the golden orange dragon as well. Lovely. Comes with grounding energy, creative energy, and here comes the air and the fire dragon as well. The golden orange dragon, this is talking about our expansion, but not that regular normal expansion. It's talking about your light as an expansion. So how we can become that peaceful warrior, that peaceful activist, and how we can help those in need when we see something that's unfair, and how do we remember our magnificence through the love of that action, to the love through the loving action is what I'm hearing right now. So basically it manifests these opportunities that makes you feel golden, that makes you feel warm in your solar plexus, and it boosts your confidence because it tells you that you're okay to do it, but it also miles down whatever we think it is with our mind, and we listen more to our heart, creating that confidence, that abundance of creative joy that comes with it. Okay, so this is a frequency of a lot of abundance and a lot of joy within our heart when we come from that peaceful, sacred activist. Alrighty. Here we also have the air and fire dragon, just like how I mentioned, which is I love it. Again, what I'm trying to say here is that we're seeing a lot of elements all together: the water, the air, the fire, right? And the green color takes me to the grounding part, the nature. For some reason, it's what I'm hearing. So this dragon, the air dragon, talks about how we expand our creative energy. All right, and it harness your creativity with this excitement and enthusiasm. Communicate your passion, so all aligned to the sacred activist from the heart, not involving lots of feeling. It's okay to feel it, but we don't have to be, hold that feeling to act out. So basically, this dragon brings the power of that inspired change. It clears the all with the wind, declares it all, and it definitely connects with the new, just with the flame of the fire itself. It's kind of like purifying, alchemizing it. Alrighty, so you can be expecting a lot of rapid shifts in your mental clarity once you connect to the heart, because you'll snap out of it. And we encounter these situations in every single day of our life, when we're driving, when we're going to a store, when we're talking to people, when we're seeing messages on the media, when we are debating, when we're with our children, our partner, even with ourselves. Okay? So this is most likely an invitation to kind of like breathe in, breathe out, connect to the heart, and instead of being on that urge to be right, just be on the urge to know that you're right. from your heart, not from your mind. Because you don't have to prove a point. Your truth can be your truth. And that's fine. Connect with that truth. It's what you believe on, what makes you vibrate. But it doesn't necessarily mean that everyone surrounding you it's going to have that same truth or is going to enhance that same truth. It is yours and is yours to keep. And we protect that. How? By staying on our higher frequency. Because whenever we find ourselves in that anger, all we do is lower our vibration. And we become even worse than we ever expected, right? How do we know that? Because at the end of all, we want to change it. We want to regret it. And hey, we don't want to come from a point of regretting it. I rather stay with my energy, neutral, or kind of like stable, than just going and taking other people's energy in. Sometimes when we react, we're not even reacting out of our own reaction. When we are so empathetic, we tend to get that other person who's driving or who is making the issue or the situation uncomfortable to trigger that energy back to us like a mirror type of thing. And that's when we are going to know how to manage it. From what place are we coming to manage that situation? So here we have the Rosebelle Oracle deck as well. We're going to connect with it. On the other options, we didn't have 4. In this one, we do. So let's share it out. Wow. Here's the number 1, the key, which, lovely. It has a green ribbon, as you can see. That green ribbon takes me all the way to the grounding side. It takes me all the way to connect to the heart chakra. And it is telling me how that this new beginning, which they are in the fire, is positioning us to that what is our passion, that which is our new self, to harness that new flow that we're going with, right? So here's the key, the new beginning, and it is in your heart. That is the first message that I receive. The solution is already in your hands. This is the card of the great opener, the one that opens all of the doors that once were locked and now are accessible. You're able to access them. You're able to open them. You're able to go within. Oh, here we have Aries. Yes, I love it because I was looking for that ground side, that 4th element, how we're looking at the elements here, air, water, fire, and now we have earth. Now we have the grounding side. Even though I was connected to the green color, I can see that Aries comes this way and it's saying as we are in April, as we're still on Aries season, this card signals a fresh start. That one fresh start when you are courageous instead of using that brutal force. And the I am in presence when you connect to that key of yours that opens everything, which is your heart. It is the spark of your zodiac as of right now in this reading. Then we have the misfortune with the number 4 and 6, which is okay because it doesn't necessarily come as a warning. This card just comes as a reflection of our past struggles. So it represents the heavy winter. That is how that is now ending. That is how everything that we used to be and we used to act as, because we're coming out of this side where you want to be the winner because this is not right and I am right. You're not right, but I am type of thing. You know, this ego fighting type of thing, who is right and who's not, when none have to be right, none have to be wrong. So this card comes and says, hey, do you see this web? Do you see the butterfly? That definitely talks about transformation, metamorphosis. And do you see the spiders? But you also see the green color, but you also see the yellow color. And you look into it and you're like, yes, if I go and be myself again, who I used to be and how I used to react, the only thing that it takes me to is to a web. a web that it's very difficult for me to get out, a web where it's going to be estimated. I'd rather be the flower flowing, the butterfly flying, or even the spider making the web, but not being on the web. You know what I mean? I hope you do. With the 4 and the 6, it takes us to a 10, reduced by, for, I mean, to become a one digit, it will be number 1. So that's also a new beginning. You see how they're both communing? They're communicating together. One represents the other, and one not, in a positive and negative way, like a duality, like a polarity type of thing. But both of them work together, because you need to feel it to be able to understand it. You need to feel stagnated. You need to feel that anger to know, oh no, wait, what is happening to me? This is not the way I want to feel. Let me connect again. I want to connect to that person who is free. I want to go with the flow. I want to make sure that I can come out and give it a turnaround to the situation. Why would I argue with the argument rather than not agreeing, but silence will be wiser at this point, you know? So this is kind of like just leading us the way, letting us know what is it that is being transcended, what is it that is going to be alchemized. This is the message that was promised for you today. Then we have the number 52. The number 52 comes with the word ave and a door or a window. I'm not pretty sure. It could be a door, it could be a window, because if you look at it, it's very antique. So it could be either or, but it is the door. And here's the key for that door. The 5 and the 2 is a 7, which talks about alignment, mysticism. But this is a suggestion. It's suggesting a need for sanctuary. So you can definitely take that a spiritual retreat that you want to take within yourself. You don't really necessarily need to go anywhere else. It is within. But if you do, awesome, take that leap of faith and go for it. Find the sacred space where the noise of the world cannot really reach you. And that sacred space is within. The awesome part here is that you already have the key. You already have the key for that connection, and it's just beautiful. Because if you connect these 2 cards, it gives you a number 8. 5, 2, and 1. Number 8. That's infinitive. I love it. These cards are talking and connecting a way that is just amazing. In fact, I can say that it gave me a message, and I now understand why. It happened to me when I was in school picking up my child. There was something that happened with the traffic lane, and the person in front of me was actually pretty rude, and it wasn't supposed to be there. And yes, my mind will come with the stories of how I can handle this. And my solar plexus was feeling angry, and so much that I started shaking my nervous system. You know, like, what is this? This is so unfair. And that's a way for me to understand what is going on with my psyche as at that moment. And then I breathed in and I stopped listening to my mind, and I started thinking wiser. How? I am at school picking up my child. What is more important to me? This is not affecting me nor others. I'm not going to agree with that being, and he or she is not going to agree with me. And this is okay, because we are a planet, individual planet. Whatever she thinks is right might not be right for me. So why not let it go? It didn't escalate it. Why would I flip at them if they're flipping at me? You know what I mean? It's incredible. But it made me think how in another time I would have reacted differently. And not in an aggressive way, like, oh, I'm gonna, cuss at them or tell them things, or no, I'm not that type of person. But definitely I will have made noise. I will have gone, talked to someone that would definitely bring someone else in, and the school would know, or commented on the public safety of the school, and blah. Tons of ways to go through that external validation rather than just taking it in and breathing and knowing that my heart, my child, my surrounding was more important than my reaction. So that's why I say it is very interesting how things are happening in our real life at any moment. And we think that we're not supposed to feel that way, but that's not the way. I mean, how are you going to recognize it if you do not feel it? How am I not going to know that I'm angry when I'm not feeling angry? Right? It is something that we want to feel. Everything. To be able to validate it. But there's another different story. There's a different story when we want to stay on that energy. We want to be better than who we were. And remember to only take what resonates with you, because I'm not always right and I do not have the absolute truth. This is a channel message for a collective, and it can definitely make lots of people vibrate or maybe not. So here we have the Oracle of the Seven Energies deck. All right, and we're going to open it up just to see what is it that our universe wants to tell us to continue with the reading. And here we have the number 10, which one thing, there's lots of ones. 111, talking about beginnings, metaphor, just like the butterfly here. It's like, I got out of here and now this is who I am. So I used to be blue, but now I am multicolor being. All my chakras are aligned. So, and not only that, I have a kiddo. So we evolve. Basically, those closer encounters are talking about how we evolve, and everyone surrounding us will evolve as well. They're going to vibrate. Whoever is within our circle, they're going to vibrate the same way as we are. If not, you're going to feel it, you're going to know it. So pay attention to the people you meet this month specifically, because there aren't coincidences. They are soul contracts that are going to come, that are going to appear in your life to mirror something back to you. This is the metaphors of what we're seeing with this card today. With the number 25, wow, crazy, I love it. 25, it's 7. Again, under the 52, which is 7. I just added up the 1 because, I don't know, I felt it was great to imagine dragons. Anyway, so number 2 and 5 comes to a 7, and it's talking about that mystical path that we're going through, right? But it's also talking about that alignment, and it's also talking about that, yeah, I can see an alignment of your chakras here. For some reason, all the colors are in. They are stars glowing. They're all facing each other. Even though they feel like different levels, as you can see on the poles, they vibrate on the same frequency. So you are being drawn to your soul tribe. That's one thing for sure. Community, maybe collaborations, maybe finding those who vibrate at, mentioned before, same frequency. But that will be your greatest support system through whatever it is that you're igniting right now, whatever it is that you're encountering right now, whatever it is that you are becoming or want to become. Here we have the card number 32, which is quieting the mind, with the 3 and the 2 reduced. It will be the number 5. It takes me to that solar plexus. It takes me to the turning point. That's how I see it. The number 5 is magical. It is a very golden number, as I can see it with my third eye. You can call it imagination, but I can see it. I close my eyes. I see the number 5 is located on your solar plexus. And well, it's just saying, I will. It is the will to do things. It is the will to know that you can. It is the will to connect to your most profound self. So when it comes to the meditation, as you can see the figure, I see that once we are connected to that action, not out of anger, but out of love, and everything is aligned, we can quiet the mind by focusing on just one thing. So meditation is no longer an option. To hear the message of the key, you must lower the volume of your self anxiety. We can call it anxiety, stress, but to be honest with you, it is ego. Whatever it is that we have, our ego plexus, anger, once we quiet it by the breathing in and the connection with the heart, this is like the turning point of abundance. You know, it's like you do that and you be sure that everything is going to be sunny. So that's why number 5 for me is so, it's so showing, you know, it's like it's right there in front of you, because it shows you the balance of the unbalance. You know, it's an odd number that shows balance. Why? This is the way I imagine it. And I don't know why I have to show it to you guys, but it might be for a deeper reason. We have 5 fingers on our hand. How is it balanced? We have 2 and 2, and here is what we are overcoming. So it is balanced because we are 4 working together towards that little thing that is not allowing us to connect deeper. So it's magical. It's like 4 forces against that little thing that is within me. And once I validate it, hug it, transmute it, and whatnot, everything is going to be very mild, very soft, very rewarding. Okay? So take that into account that it's not really the meditation. It's more as if you know what to do when you recognize it. It's not meditating the anger no more. It's about recognizing the anger, the ego side of ourselves in our solar plexus, to be able to change it at that moment. It doesn't matter if you overreacted at an instant, but if right after the overreaction you felt that that wasn't the way to go, then you change it and you work on it, and it's okay. But also be compassionate. You don't have to be so hard on yourself, you know. So that's pretty awesome. I can see here that all the synchronicities based on the numbers that we are seeing here is 111, that you're gonna feel it, see it physically. 222, 444, 111. You also can be feeling whenever you're like, oh, I don't know how to distinguish my anger. You might be shakeable. You might become shaky. I do. And you might feel warm on your tummy or in your chest, you know. Or perhaps you can feel a freeze because you are warm. You don't notice that you're warm. So the air that comes your way, it's a breeze and you feel like cold. So that's basically what it's showing us. You're also going to encounter physical signs like feathers appearing where they're not supposed to be, right? I love those feathers because they're just like totems. So, anyways, sometimes you can also feel like a ring on your ear, and it is kind of like reminding us to quiet our mind and connect more to our heart. So April is a bridge. You are moving from a place of misfortune, which is what we've shown in here. That's the old cycle, the old me, into a place of sacred action, which is the result of it all. The fire and the air dragons are pushing you to be able to use the key, that key that you've discovered for that babe, which is your inner peace. That's where you will find the strength to be the activist your soul is needing of right now. It's wanting to connect with as of right now. Here we have the oracle of the angel messages numbers. Let's see. Option number 2, activist. April. Let's see what energy do we have. And here comes the number 28. 28. Again, the number 1. You're going to see a lot of 10s. But also 111 or 1111. And it shows number 28. In an effort to accomplish great things, you recognize the value of working with others. You make a capable and compassionate leader who can bring people together and drive a team toward an achievement. You are a leader. And definitely you are. You are a leader. Plus you have the energy of Aries, which is very grounded, but it knows where it's going. It could also be a little bit stubborn, and maybe that's when it's connecting us to that ego, solar plexus energy, right? But it's okay. Like I said, we need to feel it to not become it. Anyways, here we have I the oracle of our future higher self. Option number 2. Ooh, that one started fleeing. And I love it. Look at that. That is beautiful. There are lots of doors. Well, 3, right? We're in the middle. And it's saying there are many doors that lead to the place you truly belong. Oh, this is so lovely because it's talking about that connection, that soul connection that you're going to have, your soul family. How is it that we have so many doors, but there's only one that will work for that key of yours, the key that you have? It's like a matching key to that door. I love it. This is very beautiful. It is a great reading. I love the energy because it also reminds us how human we are. Alrighty. So here I also have the runes. And let's see. What is it that they're going to tell us? Option number 2. Ooh, and here I have Berto. I like Petro. It's called Perto. And it is the rune on our Nordics, the old Nordics actually, and it is called Perto. When this card comes, sorry, this rune comes out, it is from the second ayat, which is the emotional and the psychological conditions that come in presence, right? It looks like a C type of thing. And it could be like a key, like a key for a puzzle. But it's definitely just reminding us how something is hidden. Some powerful forces of change are coming our way. It is a good thing, a good rune. Plus, it's not in reverse. And he's telling us about those gains, rewards, those surprises that we are not even expecting it. But once we connect with it, you're going to see the magic of your soul family coming together. You're going to see the magic of you connecting to that beautiful heart of yours. You're going to see the magic on just letting go of the mental noise and be more aware of your heart singing. They're singing. Anyway, so this is the end of our reading for option number 2. If it was a reading that made you vibrate, connect, and whatnot, you can always you're always welcome to like, to share, or to subscribe. If not, it's okay. It's totally fine. Just take into account that the heart that is destined to truly love you, it is within you. It is you. Bye. The moment is here. The message the universe promised you today. We have chosen option number 3 with the card of the 22 Archangels Oracle, Satkel. Karmic release with this violet flame color and the violet flame in a triangle on top of his chest, which for me, it resonates with the Trinity. It resonates with the balance, as above as below, coherence, loving actions. But for the card's message, its own message, it's talking about how it's time to release what's holding you back and step into a more radiant self. So it's basically talking about this transformation that you are encountering as of right now. This is like a new beginning for yourself. So Sakel, this beautiful archangel, serves as the bringer of that mercy and transmutation. This card, it signals that a heavy cycle of repaying or repeating, it's officially no longer in your frequency. It's no longer yours to carry, because this karmic release is not only talking about your actions and reactions, it's talking about the actions and reactions of others. So it's definitely aligned into our ancestors, our past lineage. So you're being invited to forgive, not necessarily because the other part deserves that forgiveness, but because your soul deserves that peace. So April is the month to let go of those old depths, even if they're emotional or spiritual, even physical, so you can make room for this new blessing that is coming your way. This is the direct message that I am receiving from the universe today. Alrighty, we also have the Oracle of the Dragons right here, the Rosebelle card deck, and the Oracle of the Seven Energies. Here on the side, we have the angel message numbers, because that's what it says, angel message numbers. And then we have the Future Higher Self Oracle Depth. I know it's supposed to be angel number messages, but yeah, anyways, I was just reading it out, the title. And the runes, of course, I couldn't miss that, right? So, so take into account that you're definitely receiving this invitation to let go of whatever it is that we are holding on to, even if it's ours. What not just letting it go and kind of like renewing our vows with ourselves. So let's continue with our Dragon Oracle. We have the Earth and Dragon, which definitely takes me to the enrouted action, so to be grounded. The Lilac Fire Dragon, wow, this is transmuted. It is connected, the dragon, directly to that violet flame. There is no doubt. There is no doubt about that. And here's the Alpha Dragon, which I love. When he talks about Alpha, we usually tend to think, oh, this is like the king dragon, the super powerful dragon. There's no dragon like him. But in what I'm feeling as of right now, definitely it is the divine masculine power of that same creation. It even has a feather on its palms of the hand, as you can see, and it's indicating how powerful of a healer we can become with ourselves. So it harnesses that divine masculine power. All right, it destroys the old, so it is coming as Satkil. It is coming as that feathery guy that is here, and I'm talking about feathery because there's a feather there. There's an angel, archangel here, and they have wings too. I don't know if they have feathers or not. The ones I've seen, no, they don't, but perhaps, I mean, you never know. Everything is possible. Anyways, it helps you to manifest a new reality, your own new world. And it's pretty awesome because, as we can see, the forces of creation are super and embodied on this reading, you know. So the Lilac Dragon, this dragon is the one that cleanses your aura with its high frequency as the violet flame, right? So it is your aura with the high frequency. It is your violet flame. I'm also listening, hearing, feeling Saint Germain being here, and Adama from Lemuria for some reason. If it resonates, take it. If not, you can leave it. It's okay. Take only what vibrates. Anyways, so it transmutes your lower energies into wisdom. And that's magical. That's just beautiful. I mean, it's kind of like putting magic to our life. Because whatever it is that happened to us that doesn't define us, it is just an experience. It becomes a learning path, learning experience, learning of the old to become this renew me, right? So when it comes to the Earth Dragon, definitely is your anchor. Like I said, it is your grounding. So, and it's inviting you to be able to clear your path and land around you, to stay grounded and to be ready for it, to help you clear all that stagnated or stuck energy that you have, so you can move forward in your life. These two are definitely working together, and this is your grounding one, so I think it looks better if we put it like this, right? And then when I mentioned about the alpha dragon, it's basically talking about the source, the new leadership that you're going to encounter. It represents the point zero, the origin, the nothing, the void. It's where everything really begins. Everything really starts to take form. You are being called to lead your own life with that same authority, to realize that you can remember your origin and know who and what you are, and what you can become, basically, you know. Sorry, I moved the table. I didn't mean to. It was like, it was so powerful and I wanted to move it, right? So anyways, here comes the Rosebelle Oracle, and let's see, maybe it has a connection. It definitely is going to have a connection with the reading, but kind of like follow through connection, you know, like, let's continue. So here we have the Man's Wish. Very masculine, very, very, very masculine with the number two. It's like the duality, the polarity. Why? Because if you're okay, your feminine and masculine comes together as a duality, not by a gender but by an energy, and connect them both, it becomes divine masculine, just as it is the divine feminine as well. But this card represents a masculine energy that is active. It's doing, it's manifesting, right? Reaching for a goal, reaching for a dream, reaching for that action, you know, because sometimes we procrastinate. In this case, we are reaching out to that action to be able to go and do it. Perhaps we have the passion, but we don't have the empathy, or we do have the empathy, but we don't have the confidence, the passion to go ahead and do it. Right? So it suggests that a specific desire regarding that same stability as a provider figure, or as that one person that wants to be balanced with the cooking but also the working, the mowing the lawn and tending for your kids, caring for your kids, right? So this is awesome. Let's continue. Here we have the number 44 and the number 33. This is so crazy because, as you can see here, the litigation comes with the 33, which is a master number, 44 master number, and the 2, it's actually the reduction of the 4 4. If they had another 2, it would be 2 2, right? And they'll all become masters. But anyways, what I can see in here is the 44 gives you a chance. So it's like, it's like magic, it's like luck is on your side, but it requires the leap of faith, of course. This card reminds you that God moves the mountains, but you have to bring the shovel or the grain of mustard, you know? Believe on the grain of mustard to move that mountain. So it is a lucky break that is coming through this calculated risk that you're taking, which is transmuting, perhaps connecting more into your intimacy within yourself, connecting to your feminine side, connecting to both of your sides, or in the feminine way, connect to your masculine, because we are so intuitive that we're not working towards it, like literally putting it in action. Mars energy. So this April season is actually bringing you the leap of faith if you want to take the chance. That's what I'm hearing. Take the chance. And it could be infinitive 4 4 equals 8. So it could be infinitive. That depends on what is it that you're looking for. The number 33 with the litigation, this doesn't always mean that it is a courtroom type of thing, you know, because as you can see, yes, it is balanced. It's like, what is justice? But we're talking about the same literal view of the card. So it is imbalance, feminine and masculine, spiritual and material. Because it's hard for the feminine to be so intuitive. It's hard to ground ourselves into that masculine energy. And we are too masculine and doing and just doing and doing. It's pretty hard to just bloom out of nowhere and become that active person, that action person. So putting your dreams into actions, right? So this litigations is, it represents the sediment. It represents it's a representation about bringing balance to a situation where there has been conflict or lack of fairness, and I encounter myself with this energy today. I can say, from my own experience today, I have been struggling a lot with past memories of a relationship that I thought it was healthy and okay, and I felt that everything was settled and everything was going as it's supposed to go. But then when you start asking to be in touch with those loved ones, and that relationship that you thought it was healthy, that is in the middle of those loved ones, comes as an unfairness deal, then you rewind yourself, you take yourself back on time to that same position as if you were living it, and you feel that it has not been fair. That we're gonna just take the chance, take the leap of faith, just like buying the lottery here. So I'm taking the chance, that leap of faith, to believe that the universe is gonna straighten, align everything, so I can be close to those loved ones again without any interference, without any sabotagement. Because as long as I say the words when I ask for that I want, that other person who is in the middle of it, it's stubborn enough to prohibit it, And then you're like, but I'm coming out of love. Yes, you are. Just believe on the chance. Just believe on the possibilities. Just believe that justice will come, will rule. And it is a divine, orchestrated justice. It's not just the one that you think he's going to be cuffed and go to jail or whatnot. No, nothing like that. It's not even important for you to realize and notice it or feel that justice has been served. What we really want is the conclusion, which is the solution of having that conversation with that one person that you're being restrained. There's a restraint from you, and not like a restraint order, nothing like that. It's more of an ego restraint, and you're down to work with it, but then your masculine comes along and says, you know what, I am being too intuitive, I am being too lovely, I am being too nice, too feminine, too loving here, loving there, and I need some balance towards this situation. Why? Because I also need to be courageous, with empathy, but courageous. I am able to put my boundaries, to set them, and to understand that whatever reasoning that is going through this situation that we're currently going through, basically is their path and my path understood. But that doesn't mean that a third party is going to come and is going to interfere within that interaction between you two. You know what I mean? And I hope you do, because it's difficult. I mean, this that I'm actually sharing with you guys is very very hard on me, because it has to do with my kiddos, with my older ones. And the father is always in between. Even though we have a good relationship, when it comes to, I want to talk to my kiddos, there's always an excuse, there's always a turnaround. But whenever I need to be there for them economically, I am always asked, and I am always responsive, and I am always aware, and I am always on time, and then you think this is so unfair, and yes, it is from my perception. But I don't know what this other guy's mind is telling him. Plus, I am going through a pad, but he's not. He's stagnating. He's stuck, right? And it's understandable. It's fine. But what am I gonna do with what I do, with what I give, and what am I receiving? How am I going to change this? Because I cannot only be just this lovely, peaceful, spiritual being ignoring what is hurting me and others, right? No, I come to a balanced state of litigation for the chance of that divine interbeing to come and align everything as they wish to align it, as they fit it, that that is meant to do something bigger, that it has a higher purpose, that is doing us right? And here I am talking about my personal matters, but I believe that this is an example for me to share, and you can comprehend where I am coming from and how deep and how profound the feeling is, because I am not talking just about any other relationship. I'm talking about my kids. The reason, I know you're not asking why I'm talking about them not being with me and I cannot talk to them or whatnot, it's because they decided to live with their dad. They're old enough. One is 17, the other one is 14. Well, 15 actually, turning this upcoming month. But and they do not live here, of course. They live in another country, so they always come and visit and so on, and we get to communicate. But yeah, dad is took everything away from them, even to talk to me. So anyways, let's continue. So here we have the energies oracle, and I hope that justice, that divine justice is served for you if you're going through that beloved matter. Because remember, I know I'm going to go through this oracle as well, but just take into account that you're never shadowing your light with your truth, and you're never putting light to the shadow with the lie. It's more of a balanced state, because the reality is, even if we evolve, even if we are in a very aligned connection to the world, the plants, the love itself, and we know that we're just one on this whole universe, right? Not a thing around us or outside of us has changed, everything is still the same or continues to be dense. And it doesn't mean that my path is the same as others, you know what I mean? So take a big breath in, let it out, and be assured that whatever you do from the heart is definitely going to be compensated. Maybe not by the man's wish, the physical guy or physical girl who is disturbing, no, but from the divine, which is even more powerful. And trust on that. It's like that leap of faith, that mustard seed. It's right here with the number 44, and the Jupiter sign is a 4 too. So it's inviting you to believe in what you cannot see, but you know that it exists and it can transform all the situation that you're going through. Just remember where you come from. Because if you remember that out of nothing, here we are, you know that once we're gone, from this present moment, we're becoming nothing again. So the origin. Meaning to say that we're nothing and we're all, and we're the same, and it's okay. But in this experience, we need to be very, very aligned with the earth, with the transmuted flame, with the knowledge of our heart, and connect with it. Number 33 also talks to me about how, how God, the universe, whatever resonates with you, angels can move everything. And even if you can't, believe that it's going to be done. And it will. So here we have the Oracle of the Seven Energies. And we have the number 13. I love that. It is not number 4 again. It's like, 4 again. Reduce comes to 4. And then it says, filling the world. Yes, sometimes we are connected. No, sometimes no. We can feel the heaviness of the world. And it's crazy because it's like, it's saying what I just told you. So perhaps we are changed. And this is the love that we share. And we know how we are the whole. Right? But the world inside of it is still the same. And that's when we become compassionate within ourselves. through this karmic release and transformation, right? Because it's not our baggage. That's what I'm hearing now. They're telling me it's not your baggage. It's not for you to carry. It's somebody else's. Just believe in it and let it go. Return it to its source. And in my case, I return it to the one person that is holding that key. Because the key of my heart, I hold it. I have it. The key to my truth, my throat chakra, my truth, I hold it. I possess it. They are not locking me out. It really depends on the perception that you look at it, from the perception that you look at it. We also have the Oracle gift with number 37, which is a 10, a new beginning, number 1. And the number 14, which is a 5, the beautiful uncaging. You see? So it's like, it's okay. You don't have to cage your heart to be able to not feel hurt, because people can make you feel like they've hurt you. Always take into account that we are the ones who made those decisions, right? And they are just becoming that decisions, and they are just becoming that experiences, and that's it. They do not define us, then they do not give us the result of it. We are the ones who become, and we can just let go of that heavy baggage that we're carrying, believing what people are telling us that we are and that we do when we are not. Feeling the world, it's definitely important, because you're feeling empathic, more than usual. So you feel everybody else's feelings, and that's okay. The world is going through a harsh moment right now, right? So you are sensing the collective shift, which can be very overwhelming. And this is more like an invitation for you, while you're doing this, to protect yourself, to protect your energy, So you can definitely understand that what you're feeling is yours, not the world's. And this number 14, this beautiful uncaging, it's just, as the word says, beautiful. Because this is the moment where you say, yes, yes moment. The cage door has been open all along, not just now. It always has been open. I have always thought that one person, that one energy, or even the world itself was caging me, was putting me into a cage, and they kept their own key, and I wasn't able to access it. But you know what? You are now finally choosing to fly out of that cage, and you understood that is no longer in control but anybody else but yourself, because it is your heart, and it is within you, and it is you. It's for you to choose how and when to fly. It is a liberation from the self-imposed limits that were triggered by the surroundings, the environmental, the people around us, the beliefs that were nurtured, and now we are free. And there's this song that they're singing to me, and I got the goosebumps like right here and everything. Anyways, and it's like, be free, be free, be free, be free. And I love that song. It's just beautiful. It is called Be Free, and it is holistic music. I'm gonna look for the title before we end the reading, so you can have an idea, because I think this belongs to you. This is yours. With the number 3 and 7, it's a 10, so it's a number 1. It's talking about the new beginning. I've seen this card a lot, and most of the time people might think that this is the oracle, that this is the oracle, this is the oracle. The astrology is the oracle, the Reiki could be the oracle, the chakras are the oracle, but no, those are tools. We, you, I, everyone possesses that oracle, because here's our oracle. We are our own oracle. Third eye connection. We are the oracle. So trust your intuition, because you're the oracle. The universe is so communicating through signs with you. And this is a sign itself. You're seeing a lot of things that are synchronized within that answer. You are feeling and remembering and holding on to those dreams. And if even if you cannot see what you have dreamt about, feel what you have felt during that dream. That is the most important part, rather than noticing who or what was there. Feeling. Because through those dreams, they are also, the universe is also communicating with you through your heart, through the gifts. Don't you see that in the middle of the cup, the teacup, what's inside is the pure heart? Let me show you. The oracle, the tea is the world, as the color of the world, see? But what's inside of it is your heart. So the oracle's gift is opening to you. Your intuition. You are being given the sight to see the truth behind the veil, because the veil has already lifted for you. And this is what is going on with this release that we're just purifying, clearing, alchemizing, turning it around, because we are just magical. You are magical. You are magnificent, magnanimous, and do not forget that. Please. This is your ability to know what you know and believe that this is your mark. Okay? You can be feeling a lot of tingling on your crown or your third eye, the sensation of sparkles or light pressure, indicating that there's a light somewhere. I don't know if it happens to you, but sometimes to me, when I'm looking at somewhere and, like just out of nowhere, I'm just looking, in front of me, just looking, and I can see a violet light or blue light or purplish light going by me, like if you just went by and you turn your head to the right and you see and there's nothing because it was just a light, or to the left, and you get to perceive those lights. So those are things that when we really go within, we're able to see that energy fill. Alrighty, if you're feeling that you need to meditate on this response, well, I am feeling a smell right now. I don't usually do this, but I'm feeling the scent of lavender with this purple color, which connects you to the third eye and crown chakra. It's just beautiful. Anyways, so seeing birds, that's also another way to look into that uncaging symbolism. Okay, so in conclusion, this April is a month of legal and spiritual sediments. There is no incarceration. There is going to be a sediment. Archangel Sakiel is clearing your path of that old karmic debris, so the Alpha Dragon can help you start a new chapter. Well, you may feel the way of the world, so this feeling right here, the Earth Dragon, is definitely grounding. It's keeping you safe. It's your fortress. And then the door opens up. And it's the chance for you to go and fly, to not be afraid, because it is open. This health, this settle, and this is to be free, 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 like the song. Now we have the oracle of the angel numbers messages. Yes, angel number messages. I'm going to say it right because on the box it says the angel message numbers, but anyways, option number 3, Sakiel, what is it that you want to tell us today? Angels for option number 3. Wow. I feel like a beautiful dog. Wow. So here we have the number 888. You know what? One interesting point is that the number 444, it has been following me for a very long time. But the number 33, it's my favorite number. It has always been since I was very little, and I'm 36 years old, so it counts. Here we have the number 888. As you focus on all the wonderful things that surround you, you're clearing the path for more positive energy to flow into all areas of your life. in creating a place for abundance. So, what are you? You are abundant. You are abundant. Whatever it is that you focus on, that's how much abundance you have. Even if it is in your spirituality, if it is material, if it is knowledgeable, if it is lucky, if it is wish, if it is feelings, we might feel that we feel too much, but it is what it is. And it's just beautiful. And you know what's the craziest part that I am seeing as of right now, that I'm like, wow, really? Is this possible? So we have an 888, which is 24, 2 and 4 gives us 6, connected to the heart. Loving emotions. Anyways, let's continue. We have the Future Higher Self Oracle. I love it. And we're going to ask whatever it is that you want to tell us in option number 3 with Sakyo. And what is that? You are loud. Sakyo, I love it. I just love transmuting, transforming. You know, haven't you ever had just an empty cup? There's no picture on it and you wanted it to give it color and bring it to life and just make it vibrate. Don't you want to kind of like, if something breaks, to fix it and make it more beautiful? That's how I see this color, the violet flame color. I see it like that. I see it as how powerful it is that you have something broken and you can just decorate it, create something new out of it, or repair it. And it's just magical. So here we have an eclipse may hide your light, but not forever. So whenever we're going through this karmic release, we might find ourselves in the origin, a lot of shadows. And yes, perhaps you might think that is hiding your light, but it's part of it. You're part of the all of the whole. And it's not gonna be forever, it's just for a minute. Here we have the universe card, which it gets me so emotional. It's like I want to be there, I want to go there, I want to fly. And then it comes the song, I believe I can fly, I believe I can touch the sky. And what you find may not be what you expect, but what you truly need. You see, this is just magic. Perhaps it's not exactly how we imagine it in our minds to be, but it is what we need as of right now. So perhaps we don't want it, we don't want that result, but it is what we need. So sometimes we do have, no, sometimes, most of the time, all the time, we have blessings in disguise. And this card comes as a reminder of those blessings in disguise. Then we also have the runes. Hey, beautiful Nordic Runes. What is it that you want to tell us with this? April's energy, magical reading, a message from the universe today. Second. Wow. So here comes the rune Ingwas. This rune is beautiful. It's talking about the relationship with others. It's talking about the inner and the outer world. So it's the union, the unification, the balance of them two, the inner and the outer world. And it is the seed. And if you look at it, it looks like a seed. Anyways, it is the seed of creation, the personal growth, the process of fertility, the time for thyself, the movement without any change, because we are just waiting for it to bloom. So even if you see that there's no change on this desire or on this chance just yet, because I'm going to tell you, I made a call, I contacted him, I asked politely, and it has been 2 days now with no response. And when I am sending money or they're needing something, the father always answers. So even if you feel that there's not an answer, that they're not responding, that there's not a resolution, everything is happening within. And the forces of the creation, the forces of the origin, the forces of God, Christ, angels, and the universe is aligning everything to come forward. So when you least expect it, you're not gonna see how it went through, like the process, but you're gonna have the result. In my case, to talk to my kids. Anyway, so this is a beautiful reading for option number 3 with Zadkill. And if it was something that you really, really vibrated with, that it resonates with you, you can always like, subscribe, or share. And if it doesn't resonate with you just like that, it's fine. It's totally fine. Why? Because the true heart that is destined to truly, truly love you, it is within you. It is you. Do not forget that. There's no need to outside validate. Bye bye.